Saurabh, tell us what the condition there is right now. Let's just go right across to you.
Well, you know, where I'm standing right now is, of course, what used to be someone's home, now completely washed away. The roof washed away. This is, of course, what remains, with sludge and slurry completely entering these homes and damaging these homes across the banks of the Teesta. This is, of course, the Teesta in Spate. This is in West Bengal. This is not Sikkim. But further upstream on my left, the visuals that my camera persons are showing you, is the Triveni Road, which has also been completely washed away. There's a hospital down the road that is also completely submerged because of the flash flood. I have with me someone who used to have her home here. आपका नाम बताइए और आपका घर कहाँ था, ये हमें बताइए.
मेरा नाम विजिता दर्जी.
हाँ.
विजिता दर्जी. उधर था बैम्बो के थोड़ा ऊपर. बैम्बो के ऊपर थोड़ा ऊपर था. हाँ. और मेरे घर के इधर मामा का घर था. हाँ. इधर भी घर था. हाँ. और मेरा
ये
घर
सारे यहाँ पे जहाँ पे हम खड़े सब घर थे.
घर था.
और अचानक आप लोग कैसे भागे, जान कैसे बचाए?
रात को हमको सब सो रहे थे उस समय हम सब मामा आ गया. मामा ने हमको जगाया कि बाहर आने वाला है, सब निकलो निकलो निकलो, क्योंकि हमने जान बचा.
और आप लोग निकलने के कितने देर बाद ये यहाँ पे बाहर आया?
हम लोग तो ये 3 या 3:30 को हम लोग तो ऊपर भाग गए थे.
और बाहर कितने बजे आया?
बाहर तो वही समय आया था.
अच्छा, मतलब आप लोग जैसे करके जान बचाकर भाग
गए हम लोग.
That's of course been the story of a lot of people here who live along the banks of the Teesta. The Teesta still in spate, swollen river, and of course several houses here washed away. On the other side of the road, I beg your pardon, on the other side of the river is, you can see several trees that have fallen into the river. Now, obviously, right now the heavy flow is on that side, but as the river takes a turn down here, you can see the heavy flow comes on the other side, and therefore on this side you have seen a lot of houses being washed away, and there of course is a bridge, but that bridge has also been cut off because in between what you have is the NH10 which has been washed away. Therefore, in several places road connectivity completely cut off, and we managed to reach here with great difficulty through villages, through roads, almost traveling till 12 in the night and then early in the morning again to get to this place where, of course, also we've seen a lot of damage. This is in West Bengal. Further upstream in Sikkim also there's a lot of damage because this was a flash flood, and locals here say that they've never seen the Teesta waters come to this level in all their lives. Those who've lived here for 20-25 years. आपने पानी यहाँ तक आते अपने जीवन में कभी देखा है?
Life में first time.
आपका उम्र कितना है?
24 years.
24 years, and she hasn't seen the water levels reach this level, and this is what remains of several homes along the banks of the Teesta, with the Teesta swollen. The Triveni Road behind me, completely unidentifiable because it's covered in sand and slurry from the Teesta river. This is the situation on the banks of the Teesta, and of course this is where also we've seen a lot of damage, and people here have lost their homes, but thankfully they were able to run out of their homes and save their lives in the nick of time ahead of the flash flood.
Saurabh, if you could just help us understand quickly, you just mentioned that there used to be houses here where you're standing right now. So around how many houses have gone underwater, and this affects around how many families? Do we have a sense of that?
We are being told about यहाँ पे 25 के आसपास घर बह गए हैं ना. कितने घर बह गए? 12 घर. So there are at least 12 homes that in just this particular stretch that have been washed away. Now, if you travel along the banks of the Teesta, you will find a lot of people have lost their homes. Thankfully, casualties have been reduced because there was a warning that went out. People warned people upstream. In Sikkim, also warned people downstream that there's a flash flood coming because there have been a breach in the dams. So people could escape and save their lives, but unfortunately, obviously, their homes could not be saved. And I came here in 2011 and saw the devastation. This definitely seems worse, at least as far as the condition of National Highway 10 is concerned.
Right, and the people there are also saying that they've never seen this bad a condition in that area. Saurabh, thanks very much. That was Saurabh Gupta joining us from the ground in Sikkim. Ratnadeep Chaudhary is also with us here. And Ratnadeep, let's now talk about the rescue efforts that are going on there. We know that the NDRF teams are also deployed there. We also know that 22 people from the army are missing. So tell us about what are the efforts that are currently being undertaken to be able to minimize the damage as much as possible.
That's right. In fact, a multi-agency operation is underway right from yesterday morning when actually the Sikkim government sounded center. Remember, Sikkim government has declared this as a disaster. Center is monitoring the situation. Today, more teams of NDRF will be airlifted to Sikkim. Already, Sikkim had a unit of NDRF which was pressed into service early morning. Indian Army actually is helping the state administration in search and rescue operation. You have the Trishakti Corps of the Indian Army located in North Bengal. So basically, if you look at what Saurav was also explaining, and the place from where Saurav was reporting is on the Sikkim-West Bengal border. Now, the impact of this flash flood is in the downstream areas, in areas like Singthang, Rongpo in Sikkim, and then in the adjoining areas in West Bengal. And the National Highway 10, remember, is the only lifeline of Sikkim, and it's completely washed away. So Sikkim, larger part of Sikkim, including state capital Gangtok, is cut off. One can reach in through a detour through Darjeeling, but that takes a lot of time. And that is how Saurav also reached there. So, in fact, for the rescuers also to reach different locations is a major challenge, and therefore, Indian Air Force is now, we are told, is going to be roped in terms of air lifting and dropping teams. The state government is still assessing the damage, particularly upstream, where the dam breach took place in Chungthang. So this is a complete devastation. If you see, you had a cloudburst on a glacial lake, and then you had this huge volume of water coming in, hitting the dam and creating a breach in the part of the dam, which actually triggered this massive floods downstream. So therefore, the assessments are being done. The 4 districts particularly are mostly affected. Right. Mangan, Pakyong, and then you have the other 2 districts, and also. There are concerns about the Pakyong airport because areas around it have been affected. So if that area gets affected, Sikkim gets cut by air as well. So these are the concerns which at ground zero, the agencies are looking at it. 2,000 people in the last 24 hours have been evacuated. According to the government, over 25,000 local peoples are affected. And remember, at this moment, there are at least 30,000 tourists in different parts of Sikkim who are also stranded because they can't get out of Sikkim because the National Highway 10 is snapped.
Right, Ratnadeep. So thousands of people have been evacuated, but thousands still stranded there. We hope everybody makes it out of Sikkim safe because it's a really concerning situation there. Ratnadeep, thanks very much for joining us this morning.